Hello and welcome. I'm BJ Arnett. This is This Day with BJ Arnett. My guest is Dr. Joseph Williams. Now, I'm going to hit right on this because he's talking about something that hits home to every woman. Okay, I'm just going to talk about me. This man went from, okay, look, I'm putting on my glasses because when I read the first line, I was like, I was 330 pounds. And at that time, 330 pounds was causing you a great deal of medical issues.
Yes.
You are not 330 pounds now.
Thank God I'm not.
Praise the Lord.
That's right. That's right.
How did you do it? What trigger went off that made you say enough is enough? And how, you know, even when you say enough is enough, it's finding out those things that are correct for your body.
Right.
That really makes the difference.
Exactly.
How did it happen? Tell us the story.
About 8 years ago, I was like many Americans. I tried all types of diets.
Talk to me. Speak to my heart.
All of them. You name it, I tried it.
Yes.
And you get sick and tired because it works for a week and then it stops working.
Yeah.
So after that, I looked towards education. Lee Haney, who is Mr. Olympia.
Yes, I love Lee Haney.
He's great.
He's wonderful.
Great man of God.
Yes.
He reached out to me out of nowhere, and he told me about a program that he had, the IAFS, International Association of Fitness Science, and he was partnering with churches, ministers, etc. He told me about the program, and I began to work and study under him, and I was bitten by it. I started to apply what I learned in nutrition, and people started asking me what I did, and the rest is history. I refined the process by going to school to receive my degree in holistic medicine, and when I learned how to eat, portion control, consistency, how the metabolism works, things that worked for me and things that did not, 120 pounds later, and I've been able to keep it off.
I am done with you, as my girls will say. I'm so done with you. 120 pounds later.
Yes.
Okay, now this is going to sound like haterade, but it's what women say.
All right.
You guys lose easier than we do, and we don't like it.
Yes.
Okay.
But
now
not
I've
as
got that
big
off
as
my
people
chest.
think.
Well, how does it work? It's knowing that we are God's holy temple.
Right.
And then living in this world, everything is mixed with something that it shouldn't be.
That's right.
So it's figuring out, I'm now vegetarian, and my husband and I, and it has been quite a journey for me as head chef. He does not cook.
Right.
To figure out what things work for my husband.
Yes.
And what things work for me.
Yes.
Because I'm not just dealing with weight, I'm dealing with the total health and energy level of a man who is the head of the ministry, who is in mass media production, building content, doing 12-hour days. I'm matching his 12-hour days, but we are very different. He is male, I am female.
Right.
How do we get through this journey? How do we, as both men and women, discover the right mechanism or the right pattern for eating for each of us?
It's a great question. I think number one, as Americans, we have to understand we live in a culture where we're overfed.
Yes.
Food is everywhere.
Yes.
It's easily accessible. We eat too much. The process of eating is socialized. When people die, we eat.
Yes.
When people are married, we eat.
Yes.
When children are born, we eat.
Yes.
When we're happy, we eat. When we have a bad day, we eat. So when you make the switch from socializing food to understanding that it's a spiritual process, and for us to do it with integrity, so you're using food for what it was made for, and that's to sustain life. So you're eating not more than what you need, but what you need, and you're continuously fueling your body from foods that are God-made and not man-made. Now that's a lot, but when you look at that package, and if people apply that, they'll experience a world of difference.
Here is, and I'm so glad you're here because like I have 1,000 questions. There are things that my body needs as a woman that his body simply does not need. But when I'm going to the grocery store and I go to the section that says healthy food and I flip the package over and I read it,
good for you.
It's not healthy.
Right.
So am I now looking at only what is coming out of the earth? And literally I am cooking my vegetables. I had a wonderful meal with some Ethiopian friends of ours.
Yes.
That put spinach with raisins and mushrooms, and I thought, oh, I would have never thought about putting a raisin in with spinach cooked.
Right.
A salad, yes, but I'm experiencing now, because of the different cultures of friends, these different meals that are vegetarian based, but without adding those things that I grew up on. You're right.
Yes.
We eat all the time.
All the time. That's right.
And all the time the wrong stuff.
That's right.
But we also don't read.
That's right.
Okay, let's go from the basics.
From the basics, okay. What you said is you're absolutely right. A lot of times we fall victims to the marketing ploys of companies. You have very earthy looking packages.
Yes.
It says natural flavors.
100% natural.
Right. Natural flavors is always a chemical. It's something that mimics a flavor.
So when I see natural flavor, don't assume that is literal natural.
Correct.
It means they went to a laboratory and made something.
And you have a great habit, because you should never eat something that you don't read the ingredients.
Yeah, I do. I read everything now.
Absolutely. So the second thing is, when you go to the supermarket, you don't want to go to the health food section. The health food section is on the edges, things that perish. So your produce, fruits and vegetables, you want things that are going bad in a few days, because that's how God made the food. Anything that sits on a shelf for months and years is something that was made in a laboratory. Has chemicals.
So canned food is out.
It's not optimal. If you're going to have vegetables or fruits, you want them fresh, or if they are flash frozen.
Not just frozen.
Not just frozen, because a lot of times they'll add things to it, sugar, different preservatives. If it's just frozen, that's okay, because it does seal in a lot of the nutrients if you can't get it fresh.
Okay, so flash frozen versus frozen.
Yes.
I flip over the frozen store brand. I was about to say the store brand, and the sodium level makes me go, whoa.
Exactly.
But I recognize that sodium is a major killer.
Major killer, especially in the African American community.
Absolutely.
Yes, especially.
So now the frozen vegetables.
Yes.
I have to step away from that, go back over here to the organic vegetables, which are normally 30% higher price.
They are.
And that means that I am shopping every few days. Because you said it. You said it going bad in a few days.
We're in a society where it's all about convenience.
Yes.
It is more convenient to buy a lot of groceries and store them. We get that. But health should be more important than how convenient something is. I would much rather live longer than to live shorter and to be more convenient.
Yes.
So I do go to the grocery store every 3 days, 4 days.
Yes.
Nothing longer than a week, but that's a part of how I'm choosing to relive my life.
So you had to literally restructure how you live.
Yes, completely.
What is the first thing that we should do when we want to restructure how we live for better health, to be able to take care of the holy temple that God gave us?
Great question. The first transition that I made was stopping eating in restaurants and to start to prepare my own meals, because you control the content.
Did you cook before?
I did not.
Stop it.
I did not.
Not at all.
Here and there. But
like scramble an egg and call it a day.
Right.
Wow.
Typical American.
Yes.
Young American at the time.
Yes.
So cooking your own meals, and it doesn't take all day. I'll cook my meals. It'll take 10, 12 minutes for my wife and soon-to-be child, and it's great. It's fun.
Wow.
Yes.
So first, stop going out. Begin to cook yourself.
Exactly.
When we go into the grocery store, look for those things that are perishable versus things that are sitting on the shelf.
Correct.
Reading the labels, I got an A in that, y'all. Reading the labels.
You did. A+.
Yeah, A+ on that. Yeah, but there are words on that stuff that you don't even understand, so that's a good reason to put it down, because you don't even know what it is.
You can't pronounce it. It's a chemical. And God didn't make it.
And God didn't make it, so it's not it.
Right.
Now, how do we get variety in that? Is it, and I know God brought this to me as a
Right.
gift. When I sat with my Ethiopian sister,
Right.
and I saw she took the same things that I go to the grocery store and buy, but she literally was cooking it in a different way. Is it just expanding our horizon and taking a look at different cultures and how they prepare?
Absolutely. You know, and go crazy on the spices. Try. You know, different cultures have different ways of eating. And there's a lot of variety. When you look at vegetables, you know, you want to look to see what's fresh, what's in season.
What's in season?
Eating according to the seasons, as our grandparents
Oh
did.
my goodness, yes.
You know? So it's a lot of variety in nature. We just have to look upon it as it doesn't have to be in a package just for it to be, you know, a variety.
When you take a look at the people that you've talked to over these years that you've transformed your health, I'm not even dealing with weight. I'm really, that's what gets people's attention.
Right, it does.
But you've transformed your health and therefore transforming the household's health, because what the head of the house will do is what we will duplicate.
Exactly.
So how do you see the people that you are in fellowship with on a daily basis outside of your home receiving what you have done?
Emotional and spiritual empowerment. When you see people and you teach them and they're able to do something that they felt and will tell you that I never thought I could do this.
Yeah.
It was always hard for me to lose weight. And you see them empowering themselves through knowledge and through reliving their lives. It's just a powerful thing to see that synergy and how it's so addictive to others.
As you mentioned that you're married, and are you all expecting?
Yes.
So that brings into a thought of my mind of the first thing my grandma would say is, "Oh, that lady needs, you need, baby, you need some chicken," and you know those old sayings that you need this amount of protein through chicken or beef or so forth. Is that true at all?
Protein is essential. It's a macronutrient. We have three: proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So every human being needs those in the proper amount. But you don't have to just get your protein from meat products. You know, they're in grains, they are in a lot of vegetables, you know, so yes.
You don't have to do it that way.
You don't have to do it that way.
You know, one of the things that I think becomes very important is setting a goal for your household and setting a goal for yourself. But first, you know, start with yourself. The other day I was on an airplane and they said if something happens and the mask falls down, put it over yourself first and then put it on the person next to you. I think one of the things that we have to recognize is that we have to take care of ourselves first.
We have to.
In order to help someone else.
You have to love self before you can love anyone. So it comes down to taking care of self first.
If you had one thing that you wanted a person who was stepping into a life of better health to get, just to get from jump, as they say, what would that be?
Do something different. Start today. If it's adapting, becoming a vegetarian, if it's a program, if it's I'm going to eat healthier, if I'm going to stop drinking sodas, make a lifestyle change today and grow from there. That's what I would tell them.
Y'all heard it. It's a lifestyle change. You just don't say, I want to lose weight or I want to be healthier and don't make a change. You've got to take responsibility and make a change in your everyday habits. I'm now a vegetarian. If you've got a great vegetarian recipe, send it over here to TV 57 because I want it. Because that is the thing that I am doing myself right now. There's more information out there. The web has quite a bit. So take a look. See what you can find out. And as always, know that I love you. And everything that I found out, I'll tell you. God bless.